we're back to a stalemate, and it's a standoff once again. Remember, this is in stark contrast to perhaps some of the optimism that was being priced into markets towards the end of the week last week. People thought maybe after the Trump-Xi summit, there could be some diplomatic progress. That doesn't appear to be the case. And once again, we're back to Truth Social threats. President Trump warning that the clock is ticking. Iran better get their act together to sign on to the peace deal. But then Iran, over the course of the weekend, many media news outlets have reported that they are unhappy with the terms that the U.S. have set out. They are calling them too maximalist, and that the U.S. are not making enough concessions. So, where we go from here, once again, could be the potential resumption of military hostilities, kinetic action, or President Trump could choose to pursue the path of economic pressure via the ongoing effective blockade around the Strait of Hormuz, with the view that at some point, the Iranian economy will come under so much pressure that they may yield to some of the demands that the U.S. are putting forward. However, they have not shown any inclination yet of compromising. Whether that changes, of course, we have to see, but essentially very little progress diplomatically.
Well, it's interesting, Joumanna, that you mentioned that potential resumption of perhaps military action, because authorities in Abu Dhabi saying that a drone attack sparked a fire at a nuclear plant on Sunday. What can you tell us about that?
Significant developments in the last 24 hours, and people forget that, right? And technically, we've been in a state of ceasefire since April the 8th, but it has been a fragile ceasefire. And remember, a couple of weeks ago, Iran fired almost 20 projectiles over to the UAE that were intercepted. And at the time, General Keynes did not say that that had qualified a significant breach of the ceasefire, didn't qualify as them having to respond militarily. And then you fast forward to this weekend. Yesterday, quite alarming that a drone attack did cause this fire incident at the nuclear power plant. Now, no radiological impact, no injuries, all of that, thankfully, did not happen. But it is, again, an escalatory incident. And then we walked in this morning again to news that Saudi Arabia themselves had also intercepted 3 drones coming through from Iraq. And the thing here that I also want to emphasize is UAE did not say that it was a drone fired from Iran. They said that it came from the West. And so one of the questions people are asking is whether this has the potential to actually be amplified across the broader region, in the sense that Iran's proxies are now beginning to act up, perhaps independently from Iranian leadership. And that's something that we need to keep an eye on in the coming days, because many of these drones are not coming from Iran per se, but from Iraq and other proxies in the region.